Hey, what's up? It's Dan McDonald. I hope the echo's not too bad in here. I don't have any furniture or any rugs, so it reverberates a lot. This is 1 year since I've posted on social media, so my social media fast is over. Fasting. Today is 2 weeks of water fasting, so I'm a little bit thin and feeling a little bit tepid, but I wanted to make this video anyways to break my 1 year social media fast. It's been really good for me. Over the course of the last year, I've been in the lowest depths of hopeless hell, where I didn't even want to go to sleep at night because I didn't want to have to wake up in the morning. It's been a while since I felt that way. Probably like back when I was like a really, really strung out teenager. But I've also had some really, really great revelations and revolutions and blessings in my life. So welcome to the human sphere. Today I'm going to dedicate this video to my Elite Video Club on Patreon because I've had a lot of questions coming from over there about how my fast is going. And so I'm just going to dedicate this to them. Oh, by the way, guys, there is a live class coming up this Saturday, the 16th at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'll see you there. We're going to just do what we always do. Anyways, on the Elite Video Club is the only social media that I've done, but it's been a real relief because everybody's so respectful, and it's just been an honor to get to know people and to get to see people on live Zoom classes. And so even though like I went from this huge YouTuber guy to this very small group of students on the Elite Video Club, it's just been, there's a certain type of depth and reward when you develop relationships with people. Like I made videos for like 11 years and never saw another person's face. And then when I started the Elite Video Club, I had no idea what I was going to do, but then I started doing these live Zoom classes, and that's been basically their favorite thing. I make bonus videos as well, but they only get like 30 or 35 views, and I usually have about an average of about 100 students on the Elite Video Club. So the bonus videos get like 30, 35, like I'm out at the river, or I'll talk about my road trip across the USA and what I'm doing and stuff, and those will only get like 30 or 35 views. But then the live classes, which are like 2.5 to 3 hours long, I mean, it's amazing how much I can talk. But I love talking about all this stuff, and then everybody just really listens, and then I open it up for questions at the end. So anyways, that's the Elite Video Club, and those longer videos actually get pretty much everybody that's part of the Elite Video Club. So those will get just about as many views as I have students or Elite Video Club members at the time. So they'll get like, 80, 90, 100, 110 views, over the course of the month. So that's what I've been up to, and I've also had a really thriving consultation business. And so that's been really great after all those years of work. And then, for a while there it was really busy, and then it kind of slowed down. And interestingly enough, I've kind of needed some money, and, praise the Lord, I've been blessed with getting some more consults. I had to buy a car, and I had to get this condo because motel rooms were getting out of hand and I was running out of money. So now I got to go back to work, and I know I've been on YouTube for like 12 years, and so I'll be accused of, oh, you only come back when you want to work. But I just wanted to take some time off and get to know myself, and the Elite Video Club was just so rewarding, and I developed relationships with people, and so I see that those are the people that I want to serve, not necessarily the people who kind of look at me as some kind of circus act or something like that, which of course that's always going to be there. What's this guy up to now, But the people that really want to learn about the power of fasting, living foods, detoxification, and physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual regeneration. So I wanted to fill you in on what's coming. And that was a great segue into that, because Ricky is going to call me, who's my business partner, runs my website for me. He's going to call me in like an hour, and we're going to finalize this outline I've been working on for 3 years. And then we did a poll on the Insiders Club, which is my email list. And the most requested topic was fasting, which is good, because before I disappear into the wilds of Montana and start practicing bushcraft, getting ready for World War III, everything's going to be fine, but there might be some rough times. I didn't even want to go into any of that. I just did a video about all that, and it was like a total rant, and I'm just not going to even post that stuff because it's too controversial. But everything's going to be fine, especially for the people in the fifth dimension, but and the people in the fourth dimension that are actually deciphering truth from falsehood. But then as you go down in the dimensions, it's going to get harder and harder, and there's going to be more and more acquiescing, if you will, to things that are detrimental to your health. But anyways, that's going to help me with my business, because I will be able to help people to do repair work and regeneration work for the damage that's being done right now by the promulgation of falsehood and detrimental medical procedures that are taking place all across the world right now. But I'm not too worried about any of that stuff. The fraud is very weak, and the truth is very powerful. So we're going to stay on the truth, and that's what gives us the blessings. We start with the absolute truth, and that's the silent, still power within you that is eternal. And then we move our way down to the relative truths, such as like diet and fasting and things like that. And those are kind of my areas of expertise. I spent probably a quarter of the last year fasting on water. So I've had a lot of experience, and I've learned a lot. I'm a couple weeks in on this fast now, and everyone wanted to know from the Elite Video Club how it's going. But I'll go back and finish one topic before I move on to filling everybody in on how this last fast is going right now. Ricky's going to call me, and we're going to work on the outline. We're going to finalize it. And I've been working on this for like 3 or 4 years. Ever since the last water fast, the 40-day fast, I've been working on this outline. And so we're going to finalize it today, and then I'm going to go to Vegas, and we're going to film that, and then that's going to be up for on the website probably next year sometime. I've also got a live food class coming. That'll be my very first event, and that's going to come up in November. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And FYI, if anybody wants to keep in touch with me and stay in the loop, they can't touch my my website, so you may want to join the Insiders Club, which is my email list. I don't hammer you with too many emails, and I try to give content when I can, but I also sell my products and services over there as well. So that's the Insiders Club, and I'll put a link down below for that. And you can sign up for the email list, and then that way, I've had a lot of trouble with the YouTube, but only when I was making videos for the Elite Video Club. I thought, oh, if I go private, I can say whatever I want, but it's not true. The AI and the bots will pick up all the keywords, even if it's not going to go public. So I learned that the hard way. 1 strike, 2 strike, chill out for 90 days, got a reset, then 1 strike, 2 strike, had to wait 90 more days. And then now I'm just like, okay, the bots and the AI have gotten extremely sophisticated, so you have to be very careful about what you say. I'm not afraid. I just want to keep my channel. This is my baby. I've worked really hard to build this up, and I can outsmart Google. I can outsmart robots. I can outsmart the bots. I can outsmart the fact checkers. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, because you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of words we can use as substitutes where you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. And anyone who gets it already has it, and anyone who doesn't might not get it until later on when they've got a lot of problems and they can track it back to, well, what happened? You know, and then you'll be able to make sense of all of it. By then, it may be too late, and I'm not even going to go into that subject today, but it is one of the most interesting subjects, and I know things about the mRNA that a lot of people don't. But anyhow, I'm going to do the fasting, the miraculous healing power of fasting for physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual regeneration. I will tell you, if anyone tells you that fasting doesn't work, they do not know what they're talking about. But you can't be foolish either. You can't just go from Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out Burgers, 150 pounds overweight and jump into a water fast. Yes, for 1 or 2 days, but you've got to have a system here where you start working on your gut, cleaning out your lymphatic system. And so there's a lot of unhealthy people. I do consults, not every day, but just like 2 or 3 or 4 a week. And I see the struggle. I understand. I have compassion. Hey, it's like I'm a single guy. You know, my kids are grown. Like, I'm very fortunate. Like, there's nothing in my fridge. And, you know, sanctuary style, like, I don't have all the weird stuff. And I know there's the kids and the husband. And then you're like, screw it. I'm just going to eat this crap anyways. Dan, what do I do? And it's like, oh, man, well, try your best. So one thing I've found is that we have to dedicate and devote to our health. Instead of losing weight, we want to gain health. And we want this to be something, we want to gain and maintain our health throughout our lives, just because we love ourselves. And that's the thing. You know, you are the steward of this body. And you are the one that has to take care of it. And you can be in radiant health, and you don't have to get sick, you don't have to get the flu, you don't have to get any of this other stuff that's going on. It's all very, very simple to understand. It has nothing to do with germs, viruses, or anything like that. It's all about the terrain. So how's your terrain? Right now mine is drop dead clear because I've been fasting for a couple weeks on water and enzymes. And so the enzymes, I took the enzymes because I talked to Lou, and I was thinking about it. It was kind of popping up in my head because I've done a 7-day enzyme and water fast before, and it was one of the most profound fasts and one of the most powerful healing events that I had ever had. And that was the fast where I actually transcended abandonment issues, and then gone. They've been gone ever since. And I came back to myself and was never afraid of being abandoned by a woman again. And so I haven't had to act like an idiot ever since. And that was about 7 or 8 years ago. Or it's about 7 years ago, I think. Maybe 6.5, something like that. Anyways, then I was thinking maybe I should do this next one, because I've done a whole bunch of water fasts and other types of fasts this whole year, just to develop my knowledge and skills. And I've made a lot of video recordings and stuff, but I never posted them anywhere. I do have the 40-day water fast is documented. I documented every single day of a 40-day water fast, and I will be adding that as a bonus to the miraculous healing power of fasting. And I like my style. You know, there's lots of different styles of fasting. I deeply respect the hygienic style of fasting, which I've done many times. You know, 10, 14, 21 days, 40 days. Well, they wouldn't consider that a hygienic fast, because on the 40-day fast, I used some squeeze of lemon in the water as well, which I think, just because of the condition that I've been working with up here ever since I was born, you know. So I'm still working on this condition, but what I'm going to do is work my butt off in 2022 and see if I can make up the money to be able to afford this therapy that I need. So the fasting is like, it'll get everything, but sometimes for those deeply embedded sclerotic and indurated tissues that have been exposed to synthetic chemicals, from birth, and then it only gets worse from there because our society is totally insane, and the medical pharmaceutical cartel is absolutely, in my opinion, satanic. Create a problem and then sell you the solution. It's wonderful. So we don't want to buy into any of that, and that's why I think it's important to get an education from people like me who totally see it and have totally had revelation after revelation and have been totally blessed and have all this experience to say that you don't need pharmaceutical drugs. You don't need to get sick. You can really take care of this thing. Now, I'm very extreme. I don't expect anyone to do it the way I do it, but still, there's too much suffering. And it's obesity and diabetes and depression and chronic fatigue and arthritis, and all of these things can be remedied, really. But you got to start with the gut. That's why I love Pyridine, because the Pyridine program is the gut rehabilitation program. Then you work with the juices, then you work with the live foods, and then you do whatever the heck you want to do after that, according to your ethical, moral perceptions of what this life is and how much you want to enjoy certain things. But you might want to find the way to get yourself back to a high level of health so that you don't get sick, so to clean out your lymphatic system and dedicate yourself to health instead of losing weight, because if you lose something, you'll go looking for it, you'll find it again, something bad will happen, and you won't have anchored in those habits. But if you continue on with health and you're dedicated and devoted to health, those hard things can come up. Maybe you fall off the rails for a minute or two, but then you're like, hold on, wait a minute, I cannot go back to In-N-Out Burgers and gain all that weight and have to go back on all those pharmaceutical drugs again. So raise your bar, raise your standards, and raise your sense of self-love. That's what I learned over the last year, was really how to love myself and honor myself and respect myself and get to know myself and embrace my strengths, my weaknesses, my pros, my cons, and really accept myself in this body that I've been given, with all of it. We've all got strengths and weaknesses, and then you've got Instagram, where there are no weaknesses, because everyone's got filters and perfect lighting. So then that makes everybody go nuts and everything else. So we're just trying to embrace, because what's in us is way more powerful. What we cultivate inwardly and what we allow ourselves to become in the spirit, that's where the power is. That's the gift we give as we emanate that out into the universe. So self-development and almost an inward journey where you're peeling away the layers of the onion to get at the starlight, the infinite divine intelligence within yourself. So there's many ways to do that: meditation, fasting, prayer, yoga, tai chi, whatever. But it's an inward journey, working to find the core and the essence. And when you find that, you'll realize that it's the same in everyone. And then you don't have to hate anyone, even those people that want to make genocide on you. Even they are only doing what they think is right. Now of course they think that because they have money, they're better than you and that you're a worthless eater. But you can still see the innocence and the ignorance because they lack the knowledge of self, the infinite self. And that allows you to find vastly more expansive levels of peace. So I'm going to do the Miraculous Healing Power Fasting Program, and then we're going to revisit 10-year anniversary of Lose a Pound a Day, the healthy way with fruits and vegetables. I think it's going to be about the same in certain ways, but more advanced understanding and knowledge with a lot more compassion about some more of the emotional, mental, psychological, and environmental considerations to help people. Because I saw hundreds of people lose a pound a day, and it can be done. Unfortunately, our food supply basically sucks, but if you're lucky, you can go to a farmer's market, or you can go to Sprouts, or you can go to Whole Foods and find a few treasures here and there that's actually real food and eat that. Humanity does not eat real food, and so it's easy to see how they're easily manipulated by the fraud, deception, and falsehood that's promulgated out of control. But humanity is waking up, and it's a beautiful thing, and that's what it takes to get us to wake up to see, because all they're doing is exposing themselves. And if you acquiesce to the pressure, because for me, there's no job. I would take my kids out of school. None of it would matter because life is outside of the parameters of these institutions. And you can teach your kids to be way smarter than they can in school. I'm going to do some stuff about that, because you can teach your kids to be absolutely brilliant. In public school, good luck. They're going to get brainwashed. It's going to be ridiculous. These teachers don't care. I'm not saying all teachers don't care, but you need to really expose them to enlightened material, and then they can have advanced levels of awareness, and then nature, and how to live, and how to manage money, and all the things they don't teach you in school, and how to eat. Like, that's an education, because it's really important. Like, on one hand, you don't want to put too much emphasis on it, but on another hand, it's like you can easily kill yourself in a society like this, because if you eat at a restaurant, you're poisoning yourself. If you eat at the grocery store prepared foods, you're poisoning yourself, because there's additives, preservatives, pesticides, cheap, bulk corporate foods. But if you go to the farmer's market and you go and you get, oh, look at these little bag of apples grown in Arizona, they're little small little apples. Those are the ones you get. You can see they're fresher than all the other ones that were shipped in, and that's what you use. Whatever is local and fresh and whole and organic. And it's too bad that we've got this society set up this way, and that people are eating themselves to death. And I'm not going to try to fix the world, but I'm just going to do my job here on the YouTube and try to help as many people as I can via the social media, via the programs, via the food classes here that I'm going to have, because this whole living room will be all set up with chairs, and then I'm going to build a little table over here, probably out of wood, or I might even get one of those metal ones, but I think the wood one would be more attractive and more useful for me. And then I'm going to do food classes right here, and then I've got an extra bedroom, and I'm going to do some retreats, and I'll put that up on the website, and I'm going to work with Ricky. And then I'm going to get a new truck, because I just sold my old one yesterday. I'm going to get a new 4x4, and then I'm going to go out into the woods, and I'm going to learn bushcraft, and I'm going to learn some survival skills, and I'm just going to bring honey and bee pollen and Pyridine protein and life essentials with me. And so I'm going to put some programs together, and I'll launch those on the, of course, all over the social media, just like I always do. I'll hammer you to death with emails and videos to buy my stuff, and I won't apologize for it, baby. Because I'm going to keep the economy going, and I'm going to just keep on going, and I'm going to be proud of myself, for being a hard worker. I don't want anything from the government. I haven't taken anything from them, and I don't want anything from them. I don't want it. Keep it. It's gross, it's sick, yuck. Your money is disgusting. It's free, and I don't want it. I want to work and earn my money. And that's what I'm going to do, because I don't believe in all this welfare crap, because I know what that leads to. So, I'm not saying people don't need help and that I haven't had food stamps before them. My mom wasn't on welfare either, but I'm so thank the Lord when you need it. But I don't want the whole goddamn thing to be nothing but a big welfare state, so a few small people at the top can have the Hunger Games society, you know what I'm saying? No thanks. I don't want anything from the government. Just leave me the F alone. Can you dig it? Because I don't need your help. I don't believe in your science. I got a whole nother thing. Science changes and the truth does not. And the world I live in, the truth about the way I like to live, at least the paradigm, I don't always do perfect. Believe me, I've fallen off the rails very often. But the paradigm that I live by doesn't change. It's eternal, absolute truth. And the relative truth that I live by, this cycle of life, where life is in the food and life is in the living seeds, and then I eat the life, and then the life stays in me. You know what I'm saying? So I live in this eternal, perpetual cycle of life. So that's everything that I got coming up, and I'm just going to work my butt off in 2022 and see if I can find a nice piece of raw land where I can plant some trees and have a getaway in case things go south. Never know how things are going to go. Hopefully humanity in America can stand up. But a lot of people definitely don't like to stand up, and they are afraid, and it's just maybe easier because people don't want to be ostracized from the tribe. But I've found myself, so I'm cool alone, if everyone ostracizes me because I don't acquiesce to falsehood. I don't care what anyone says. Go ahead, you do it. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what's going to happen, and I know what is happening. And even though the mainstream media is not reporting it, I still see the numbers. I still keep in touch with everything, and I see what's happening. And you're far more likely to die from the cure than you are from the disease. And that's generally how it is in the medical establishment, because they are the disease is your body trying to heal itself. And so now you're suppressing the symptoms, which is the red engine light coming on in your car. Then they hand you those pills, and then you just put a piece of tape over the red engine light. But the problem is you didn't really fix the engine. So I'm an engine fixer. So if you've got stuff going on here, or here, then I can tell you about the Ultimate Medicine, which is another program I'm going to put together. The Ultimate Medicine is kind of like, it's called The Ultimate Medicine, The Spiritual Teachings of Dan McDonald. And then you start to experience the real power of life, because you already have the Ultimate Medicine in you, and everyone has it, and so you can just utilize that at any time at no cost. That's how good God is. And so that's pretty much my little rant for the day, my little icebreaker video, a year from social media. And then, sorry everyone on the Elite Video Club, it was waiting for me to talk about this last fast, which I may break soon, because I'm just so super healthy that I don't, I was going to go the distance, but I just don't need it. So this fast has been pretty easy, just like all of the other ones that I've done this year. Once you've done like a 40-day, and then you don't go back to meth and drinking and smoking, all those chemicals, and then I don't eat the processed food. I always eat the whole food and organic, so I don't have a lot of the buildup. But a lot of you who are going to be working with me over the next several years, you are really loaded up with a lot of toxins, and you're going to have to dedicate and devote your life if you want to lose the weight, get rid of the diseases, and get off all the pharmaceutical drugs so that you can be free. And you could feel good in your body and have wellness. The mind, because this is where the metabolites are created that lead to the consciousness that goes into your mind. And if it's fake, artificial, hyper, processed foods served to you by an angry pedophile chef, the energy of that food is going to be funky. So one of my main messages is just to go to the store, go to the farmer's market, go to the co-op, go out into nature and get your own food and bring it home and make it yourself, so you know you're not being poisoned. Because if you go out, you are being poisoned, unless you go to an organic restaurant and they've got like simple, plain, basic stuff that you can understand. Other than that, everything has additives, preservatives, pesticides, and all kinds of different acids that build up in your joints, in your tissues, in your gut, in your brain, in your back, in your legs, in your joints, in your feet, and in your organs, and in your glands, and in your lymphatic system. And then you become an acidic, tired, and then you need coffee and drugs and stimulants. So, I'm going to try to continue to just help as much as I can, and that's it. I'm going to get up here, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to do what I do, I'm going to focus on the positive, and I'm going to ignore all the negative because that's a big deal these days. Negativity is kind of the hot thing. It's like cool to be so negative and hate people and stuff, but it's not my style, never has been, never will be. Again, I've done so many fasts that it's like there's nothing to report. There's pleasantness to it and there's unpleasantness to it. It's like, thankfully, I've been sleeping like a baby in this room. I've lived here for, God, I don't know, about 3 weeks maybe. And I've just been sleeping like a baby because there's this huge mountain and then there's nothing behind it. So I think the mountain is just, the energy of the mountain is just like, and I just sleep like a baby every night. I don't have any furniture or anything. I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to live here long or what, but I put some bed rolls on the ground. I am in Arizona, so that's where I'm going to be based for a while while I want to do a couple retreats just for fun, private retreats for a single or a couple, and see how that goes. Because I love the hands-on stuff. It's the most fun. Actually making food for people, taking them out on adventures, get colonics, get massages, use this inversion table, which one of my Elite Video Club members gave me. She also gave me a rebounder. She also gave me a bike. So, the benefits of being super blessed and super abundant all the time, just like massive abundance all the time. So I pretty much got it. There's you can't talk about fasting. You just get up and you're like, ugh. And then you're like, woo, woo, woo. And I drink about 32 ounces of water a day. Maybe if I'm more busier, 64, but I don't drink much. And I just rest. But I would drive to Sedona, and I would get into the river, a few times. And I've done a little bit of exploring, but not much. I don't exercise when I fast. But anyways, I'm going to tell you all about fasting. We're going to go through everything, pre-fast, during the fast, post-fast, and I'm going to create a legacy piece because I just want to leave that behind for the world. Because I'm kind of slipping away, I just want to go off and just do bushcraft in the forest and it's hard to, you kind of got to have an ego to do social media, oh, listen to me, I'm important. And it's I'm just the knowledge that I have experienced is important, useful. The whole cleansing thing, it's for real, And however far you want to go, there are people that have gone way further than me. I'm I'm not this body. I'm just the caretaker of it, so I care for my eternal spirit and I love to just surrender everything to the divine intelligence or God, and let it kind of just control stuff. That way I don't have to be in control. I can just let go and let the little karmic wind-up doll just do its thing. And that's what it's got me doing now, because it said you're going to do this, you're going to work for another year, 2022, with Ricky Breslin, Lou Corona, Tavis. You're going to do the retreats, you're going to do the food classes, and you're going to leave a few legacy pieces behind. Because I don't want to be one of those dudes that's trying so hard to prove anything, or, humility is a nice thing to have if you can get it. So I'm not saying I'm super humble or anything like that, but you learn and you grow and you're you don't need to be somebody, which is what we have with the social media. You want to be somebody. It's I don't want to be nobody. I just want to be happy with myself, and that's it. And that's what I've taken the time to do this last year, is to be happy with myself. So sorry to everyone that I ignored. A lot of friends and stuff, I just didn't answer the phone. Yes, I do the phone consults because when someone pays you, that means they're very serious. And usually if people don't pay you, they're not that serious, They're like, hey, Dan, I need a consult. It's an emergency. You call them up. They're like, okay, what's going on? Well, my aunt, she's dying of cancer. And it's like, okay, well, does your aunt want to change? Well, no, she doesn't, but I'm really worried about her. Will you waste your time with me? It's like, why don't you have your aunt pay me for a consult, and if she wants to change, she'll change. But if people don't want to change, they're not going to invest. I've invested hundreds of thousands, probably millions of dollars in my health, and my education and everything else, juicers and everything, all of it. And so my education is ongoing and continuous. I'm constantly doing research and development, you know, to practice and have experiments. And so, you know, you got to invest. And if you don't want to invest your money, you probably don't care, and you're probably not really willing to make the changes that are necessary. So that's just a little tidbit for all those out there. I did 1 million free consults, but the ones that are paid, those people are right. They really want to change. The people that pay you for ongoing coaching, or the people that pay you for a consult, you can tell that they're ready to change. And they're not ready to change, you know, unless they're really willing to invest. And that's just a really smart thing to know for our particular society, you know. So anyhow, God bless you. I hope everything's cool. I probably will post this video to YouTube, the icebreaker. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I don't know what I'm going to do about anything, but except for all that I just talked about. But I'm going to post this video, talk to Ricky, finish that outline, and then I'll be back soon. But yeah, I have a recommendation for those of you who I really want to stay in touch with you, myself. And so, you know, please sign up for my email list so that we don't lose contact in case the shiznit hits the proverbial fizzan here with the big tech, or I say something dumb and lose my channel or something. You know, I'm going to try to do my best to play the game. Can you dig it? But these guys are getting tight. The last thing that they want is anything or anyone speaking truth. The one thing they hate is health, because health is the enemy to their plans. Because a healthy human being takes no drugs, needs nothing from the government, and doesn't need any of their products, any of their services. You just go outside, you breathe fresh air, sunlight, fresh air, and water. Okay, I really do appreciate everything that everyone has done for me. You've been such a blessing to my life. I got out of poverty, and I've just had this abundance consciousness, and I've learned about business and people and consciousness, and you've constantly forced me to continue to dig deeper, to try to learn more, to keep growing and evolving so that I can be a good influence on the world. It's kind of my thing, is just trying to be the best human being I can be so that I can have a positive influence in the world. You know, that's it, you know. And I'm just grateful. I hope to be humble. I hope to maintain just simplicity. I love simplicity. I hate all the complicated. I'm not chasing down boats and cars and houses and money and fame and women and all that crap. It's just like a day walking out on the hiking trail. Is there anything better than that? No. Breathing fresh air in the sunlight and having like some cucumber juice. There's just nothing better than being there with yourself at peace and at ease in nature, living naturally and at peace and at ease with yourself, and having your life managed and maintained, because what you've done is simplified. And I talk to so many people and their life is so complicated and they've got all this debt and everything else, and it's just like, get rid of all that debt, simplify the hell out of your life, and you don't need any of it. Your kids, they need nature and simple food and the truth. And those are the best things. And they're like free. So, you know, don't let me tell you how to live your life. But God bless you, and I hope to see you soon. I don't know exactly what's going to happen here next, but I wanted to break the ice. 1 year social media fast. Broken. 2 weeks on the water and enzymes, and I'm thinking, man, I need like a pomegranate juice or something for those antioxidants. I'll talk to you about fasting and all the possible stuff on the fasting program, and I'll see you, all of the Elite Video Club members, this Saturday at 9 a.m. for Mountain Standard Time for the next live Zoom class, where I've got something special planned, okay? And I'm going to keep it a secret until we're all there online. Okay, so, you know, yeah, it's been great. It's been great, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to work And I don't know exactly what it's gonna look like, because I'm just gonna go with the flow. I have let go, I let it do what it's gonna do because it knows and it just prompts. And then I just go. And we're gonna see what happens. I try not to plan too much, but I plan a little bit, in a creative way, and then let the seeds sprout seeds with your thoughts. What kind of seeds are you putting out into the universe with your thoughts, with your heart? This lady, she lost her credit card in the line in front of me. I just threw my card in there, paid for her thing. She was all worried and stressed. Where's my card? Oh no, I paid for her $20. She ran out and she found her card and she came back, but I already paid for mine, so she paid for the lady behind me. And that's how it should be, and that's how it could be, and this world will be an awesome place. It already is. It's dope, man. This world is awesome. It's perfect. Nothing bad's going to happen to you if you're paying attention and aligning yourself with the truth. Laugh at all the falsehood because it's weak, and live in the truth because that's power. Okay, I better let you go because I can talk forever, and I really do enjoy this. It's fun. I will admit, I'm one of those people that's probably, she loves to hear herself talk, and it's like whatever, and it's like, I'm probably like that. And that's probably just how I managed to get this far and do this well with all this YouTube stuff, even though I have no clue about what I'm doing with any of it. But hey, this guy can talk, long-winded son of a gun, and I'll just let you go. I hope there's nothing I forgot, but I'll see you soon. God bless you.